Hey, what's up, everyone? Morey Croson here, and today we're going to be doing an updated Lamar Jackson throwing breakdown, and we'll start the video right now. This is the newest edition of the Performance Lab.
Reach your individual goals.
You don't want to just talk about straight line speed. We also want to talk about your ability to be quick. We break down your video.
Let's make you into the quarterback I know you can become.
All right, so I recently got a recommendation to do an updated Lamar Jackson video. I know I did one a while back, and I didn't think it was a great one even when I made it. So when I got the recommendation, I was like, okay, definitely game to make a new and updated one, especially after last season. And I do want to say before we hop into it, and I would love to hear your opinion, I did make a video about Jayden Daniels after he won the Heisman, even when he was younger too, just talking about some of his mechanics and everything. But I was watching the draft. They're talking about how he's going to be Lamar Jackson 2.0. And to me, I'm just like, man, put some respect on my boy Lamar Jackson's name. Like 2.0, I mean, Lamar Jackson's been winning MVPs over here. And to me is way more of a dynamic runner, way more of a dynamic. I mean, I get it, Jayden Daniels is fast and everything, but when Lamar Jackson was in college, his running ability was next level. I mean, there was nearly nobody. Everybody was talking about when he goes to the NFL, he's going to play running back or receiver because of how dynamic of an athlete he was. And no one talked about that with Jayden Daniels. No one was like, oh, man, you know, Jayden Daniels, he might end up being like a receiver or running back or something other than a quarterback. So definitely not going to be 2.0, not to take anything away from Jayden Daniels. We'll hop into the breakdown, though, here. I would love to hear your comments about that. And big thing that stands out, though, with Lamar Jackson is we just talked about how much of a dynamic runner he is, but watch how easy he just throws a 50-yard dime. Okay, so this is to start off the highlight video here. Loads into it. First, we'll look at his timing here. So the ball's separating right in between like that 6'3". It looks like his hand's still touching at 6'3". You could say he's starting to throw at 0.63. Okay. And then at 6'6", the ball's out of his hands. Or sorry, 9'6", the ball's out of his hands. Right? So he's at about 0.33. This is, again, a 50-yard throw. So he's probably around, you know, he's in that 0.3 to 0.33 range in terms of his release time. Now, when we look at him, when he's loading, he's just so easily loads in this back leg, brings the ball back, and then immediately just fires through with that elbow, makes it so he's able to put a ton of force behind the throw and a ton of extension, right? What stands out is he gets a lot of extension within the elbow and also a lot of extension within that front leg as he's releasing, again, an absolute dime, 50 yards. Really doesn't even leave the screen. You can see the ball the whole time as it's in the air, which means that it's just like a line drive basically, and squeezes it in between two defenders. I mean, that was just, there's a reason why that's the first play. And again, most of this highlight video is of him making great running plays as well. So you have to really be able to respect his run as well as his ability to throw the football. Here we have another throw sitting back. He does, again, a really good job. So when he's here, he's just very upright with his positioning. And then he's just very quick at being able to, from here, it looks like he's just like chilling, you know, just sipping on some lemonade, hanging out. And then all of a sudden he's drilling the ball, right? From this position up here, relaxing, 271.40. We'll just go 0.40 to the ball out of his hand is 0.097 out of his hand to 0.0, right? So that took the entirety of it was 0.6 seconds from when he was hanging out back here to loading and getting rid of the ball. That's awesome, right? And we could also see, and we talked about this, but in the past with him, is he has great external rotation within the shoulder, within the arm, right? So as he's here, he's getting that ball back here a good amount. And that allows him to create that extension as the ball is coming out of his hand, which I think is important to be able to understand is like the flexibility and the range that you need as a quarterback there is something that's, I think, really important. Here's another one where just a great throw, just a great play. Like most NFL teams, they're trying to contain him, right? So both defensive ends are doing a good job of maintaining contain. And he's feeling the pressure. And so he just goes and gets onto his back leg, gets a little bit of rotation, and still is able to fire a 20-yard dart there, right? I mean, obviously not like a crazy amount of velocity on it, but also not like he just threw a weak little floating pass. That ball was definitely had like a good amount of zip to it for him being just on one leg, quickly trying to get rid of the ball before he takes a sack. I thought that was a pretty impressive play there. Here's another one. This is just a slant route. I love this just because the timing, right? He goes, he gets the ball. He's like, okay, man coverage. They're obviously showing man beforehand, but he's just confirming it here with the defensive backs. Now he's like, okay, where's the blitz coming from? Sees the blitz, and then immediately is like, okay, I think he's gonna either throw here, or if Odell breaks open, then he's gonna go here, because he just works through that check down, or works through that check down side so quickly. But you can see how quickly he's immediately he sees all this, scans what's going on. It's like, okay, boom, hits that back foot and is already ready to throw. So he sees what's happening here. Here he's ready to throw. He's gonna get rid of the ball right now and sees that Odell's getting open, puts the ball right, I mean, right between the numbers. Just a great throw, and ends up being a touchdown. Easy touchdown, great ball positioning, and you know, another reason why he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And this is going to be the last one here, so we're looking to see this. Another one where it looks like he gets the ball out of his hand pretty quickly. So we'll take a look at it. 0.33 is when he's starting and gets rid of the ball, yeah, around 6'6", right? So he's definitely more like that 0.33 range. Important to understand, though, because I see so many quarterbacks that are throwing in their release time is closer to like 0.4, 0.5, all those types of, you know, times are just too much. You got to be getting rid of the ball at 0.3, really at the most. And he does a really good job, I think, with getting, and I've noticed this recently with quarterbacks too, is like as the ball's coming out of your hand, you almost want to think about like a pitcher when they're throwing like a two-seam fastball, or like a snake with their fangs there with those top two fingers, and really putting a good amount of force behind it. We could see that here as he's releasing the ball. He's really strong with that wrist flick, and that gives him the opportunity to be able to just easily throw the ball again 40 yards, right? Like he's here and he's looking to see what's going on and sees the tight end open, realizes he needs to get the ball in his hands quickly, and just immediately is like, okay, let me get the ball to you quick, you know, 40 yards down the field, and just makes it look so effortless, right? Didn't really need to hitch into it. Didn't need to try to put a ton behind it. Just got the ball out of his hands quickly. And I think that that's a really important thing that you have to be able to understand how to do as a quarterback, utilizing the wrist, utilizing the ground, right? He does a good job of being able to get his foot down in the ground and uses that to really drive from there, right? We look to see his lower body. He's very rotational through that lower body. Yeah, he straightens out that front leg a little bit, but that is because he's creating so much rotation through there that he ends up using that as a way to be able to help him in understanding how to stabilize and how to generate more rotation through that lower half, right? But he's very good with that front arm, and that he doesn't open up right away with that front arm. He's really rotating first within the hips, and then uses that rotation within the hips to really drive those elbows through, and therefore is able to make a great throw. So, as always, guys, I hope you like the information. If you do, click that thumbs up down below, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, comments, recommendations, you can leave those down below. And this is a recommendation, you know, so I'm not doing as many quarterback videos as of late. I've done so many quarterback videos in the past, but if there's a good recommendation, I'll be happy to do a quarterback video. Just give me a good recommendation. You know, Lamar Jackson, I felt like that was a good recommendation. So happy to do that. We're going to continue to do a lot of sprinting videos. That's really where we've been putting a big focus on, and be able to see a lot of great growth there. So appreciate that. If you have any questions, leave those down below. Check out the description for any more information about Quarterback University, or our 3-month program, our Throw 60 program. All those things are designed to help you as a quarterback to continue to improve and to continue to get better, which is what we're focused on being able to do for you. Thanks again for watching. We'll talk to you soon.